Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, fans of Skytear. Welcome to episode number 5 of Skytear Sundays. I am the Commander reporting in for duty. Joining me today is my co-caster, Matt. Welcome.
Howdy, RG. I'm happy to be here.
Today, for episode number 5, we go ahead and see GrayGhost versus TimPunn, the 2020 World Champion. GrayGhost on his third week as the king, and TimPunn looking to unseat him. So, we're going to go ahead and get in. So, Matt, why don't you give us a recap of what happened behind the scenes with the coin flip and selection process?
Yeah, so going into the game, we did have GrayGhost win the coin flip here, calling tails, and choosing to take second, with him bringing the Dark Vigilante and Tim bringing his outsider, the Lord of Ancestors. So Tim then elects to choose the Lord of Ancestors going into the game, kind of flipping this very dome-centric win condition possibly on its head.
Mm-hmm. All right. And we do see the draft has been started here. Brovart, as you mentioned, Shadris does need to be the required hero. GrayGhost has not lost any heroes up to this point, so he did have the entire Skytear roster available for him. Did need to bring Shadris, of course, as the community voted for, but other than that, no restrictions on the deck, and as we do see, he is back to his normal yellow-favored ways.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting that we give him 2 weeks of having to push him out of his comfort zone, and now, or 1 week of that, and now he has to come back and kind of return and show off his specialty here. Maybe give the people that Shadris that we haven't really gotten to see yet in too many competitive games.
Yeah, and I think that I think like a lot of people with the Shadris are thinking, you know, that he's just there as a damage soaker. You know, instead of you hitting my Cytheru or my Kichi or whatever, you know, squishy mage that you bring with him, I'll hit Shadris with it instead. But a lot of Shadris's ability, I think, that we still need to see is his ability to push people around that are marked. You know, do a little bit of disruptive control, and then also his ultimate can just completely reposition everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, there's plenty of ultimates in Skytear that I feel like I never get to see because I always just get led with out of the hand instead, and Shadris falls into that category. But
I agree.
I think that in a game like this, where you're seeing these victory conditions, if Shadris can push 2 or 3 people even out of the dome, it can be absolutely huge.
Yes. I think I've seen one time that Shadris's ult was played, and oh my lord, I think several heroes got knocked. A minion got knocked into a white line, which of course instantly defeats it. And it was a very, very well played ultimate. So quite happy to see that happening. All right, meanwhile...
So you do see GrayGhost taking Miyuki.
Indeed. Miyuki has...
Well.
Miyuki has come up a lot in games that I've seen, just because with the new disarm rules of -2 attack, a flat -2, as opposed to cutting the damage in half, combining Miyuki Mark with a disarm basically makes it so that there's a very good chance that minions don't actually die on attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So using Miyuki very much for kind of a control type scenario.
And I'm very curious with him putting Miyuki almost like paired up with this Shadris over here,
indeed.
Where they have the ability to kind of just permanently have your heroes slowed on that side.
Yes.
If you're fully utilizing some of their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess there is a bit of redundancy with her slowing whoever she marks. Shadris ends next to them, slows them again.
He may, yeah. I'm wondering then, yeah, if Well, we'll figure out what GrayGhost's plan is, as we do see the draft has finished. So, with Tim's final lineup here, Brovar, Astrida, Vorhild, and Freyhill. Freyhill, of course, regarded as probably the strongest hero in the Skytear game. She did receive kind of a small nerf, if you will, as we change the rules with the Reclaim Life changes and the replace FX ruling with Season 2, which we'll get into a little bit as we see. Vorhild buffed up as well, now that skirmishing requires targeting. Definitely upgrades Vorhild from being a wet paper champion to cardboard champion. Still very squishy.
She is she is sometimes nigh invincible at this point. If you can find yourself against a blue-green deck or something where they don't have release, and you're just absolutely chilling with her.
Yep. Can't die if you can't be hit. And then on the other side, we do see GrayGhost bringing out Ekrit, Shadris, of course, as required, Shafathi, and the Miyuki that you mentioned. So let's go ahead and run through what exactly our players are going to have as a result of this in their decks. So, this Tim deck, this would be a Game Slayer Disapproval deck with a plus 0.45 flip modifier. Game Slayer known, of course, for liking very high flips on his decks, but nevertheless. 2.4 mana, though, so Tim will definitely be going for a control here. The cards he's bringing: Bewitch, Call of the Pact, Chasm, Ice Wall, Nature Reclaims, Nourish, Presence, Shelter, Sinkhole, Snowblind, Sudden Distraction, and Windblast. 3 of each of those. So very, very mana-heavy deck here from Tim. And on the other hand, with GrayGhost, once I filter out the last hero, GrayGhost has 1.52 average modifier with 1.63 average mana. His cards include 3 Barring the Way, 2 Clear Mind, 3 Decree of Karuma, 3 Doom, 1 Dragon Punch, 3 Exhaustion, 1 Ice Wall, 2 Migraine, 3 Presence, 3 Psychic Shield, 3 Redirect, 2 Strike Terror, 3 Time Glitch, 2 Twister of Souls, and 2 Wind Blasts. So a little bit more of an aggressive deck from GrayGhost, and a little bit more of a control deck from Tim.
It will be interesting to see how effective that Strike Terror mentioned in that list comes up with Miyuki. I think,
yes,
at least amongst our small team that we've been playing in the league for, GrayGhost and a couple of us have really, really liked that card for its ability to deny minion kills and just shut out an aggressive move.
Yes, I will agree with you as well. I can say the same about my team. We've really started to talk about Miyuki, Strike Terror. My minions are alive. So we'll see how that works. Meanwhile, we do see Brilvar with the fairly traditional opening. Moves into the dome with a lead action. Did use his worshipping action on Astrida. Going to get her shapeshifted so that she can start manipulating the minion advantage on her first activation. And positioning fairly well such that Shafathi will need to commit both the move and the skirmish if GrayGhost wants to start attacking Brilvar.
And if he's going to commit that move in the skirmish, he will probably lose his worship in the process, kind of having to choose between the damage or the predict that he really loves.
So let's see what happens. Also making sure not to position Brilvar on the edge of the Hex Dome, being very aware that Ekrit could come and Wind Blast you away, but this makes perfect sense from GrayGhost. We're going to get Miyuki's range of influence as open as quickly as possible. Again, reminder that Miyuki does drop the attack and prevent flips from anyone who is marked within 3 of her. She does not need line of sight. Very, very good champion in the Season 2 rules. And so typically when you do run Miyuki, a lot of players will either run her directly into the dome or as close to the dome perimeter as possible if they wanted to control a lane with her, just so that they can get that sphere of influence. And as we see there, we do see the Brilvar marked and slowed from the worshipped action. So kind of keeping Brilvar in check there, and then matching with a lead from the hand, though. Brilvar's lead was from the deck versus Miyuki's from hand. So we'll see how that plays out there.
So notably, Brilvar's not really safe from being pushed out of the dome here. With Ekrit and Shadris on the board.
Yes.
If we have any sort of way to get Shadris that far across the dome, he could push Brilvar out as well.
Yes.
I think we'd just take a move and a skirmish after an Ekrit hit.
Yep, move, skirmish, exhaust next to, okay, that is Strida. Interesting. So, yeah, with that, setting this up, actually, you could very easily push Brilvar down. Yeah, push Brilvar down with 1 and then end your activation with Shadris. Either adjacent to Brilvar and then Ekrit Wind Blast, or vice versa. And Brilvar could get ejected from the dome such that that lead card is dead.
the dilemma here is Ekrit's other move is to tie that lane and stop the snowball that can be started by Astrida here. So it's
Correct.
going to be a tough choice, especially when the lead is from a deck.
Indeed, as we did just see there, with the Astrida killing off the minion, sacrificing 2 HP, and then spawning the new minion, Tim now has a significant advantage in lane number 2, but it looks like he is going to go for what you mentioned there. Shadris is going for the move and then for the skirmish. Perhaps he will worship just to bring his illusion out so Matt can start sending the damage to Shadris. Wherever, yep, there's the illusion, so down comes the token.
Mm-hmm.
And Brovar is going to get knocked back. Interesting.
And so this will ensure that his Miyuki, who, while very good at shutting down aggression, can take quite a beating herself, will be somewhat protected as well.
Indeed. And meanwhile, I'm not sure, I think we may have forgotten to go over the victory conditions for this game. Obviously, we can see them at the top of the screen. Double kill, 2 enemy heroes during the duration of a single hero activation. I don't think Tim's going for that with the deck that he's constructed, but GrayGhost may perhaps go for that option. Hunting for power, everyone's favorite. Kill the outsider, win the game. Significantly harder to do in Season 2 because the outsider is able to retaliate now, but with a mage on the field from both players, damage can still be dealt to the Lord of the Ancestors, so that is a possibility from both players. We may see that. And then Skytear Master, win the lead of a control token inside the dome 3 times. As we can see right now, we are going for that dome pile. You want to get that snowball rolling early because the worst thing is being on turn 3 and your opponent has 2 Skytear Master points, because now you must contest the dome and that leaves them free to do whatever else they want in the lanes or to attack your heroes.
Mm-hmm. And I do love referring to Frail as a mage on both sides here. It's absolutely relevant for this victory condition.
Freyhill is the support healing DPS mage tank of Skytear. She does it all, man. She's the jack of all trades and master of them all.
So with that Lord of Ancestors, though, even if they get the opportunity to, if they're brawling in this dome and then he spawns in a lane, they're going to lose quite a bit of damage with the Season 2 rules not being able to skirmish onto him as they move out.
Yes.
But they both do have potentially lots of chainable damage, which we've seen is kind of that way to circumvent the retaliation from that hunting for power.
Yes.
So someone like a Frail who can declare an attack and then stack a bunch of her spells on top of it, getting one big burst of damage.
Now, here's an interesting ploy here for GrayGhost. Given the positioning of the heroes, does GrayGhost get greedy and try to blast Ekrit and Freyhill out of the dome, or just Brovar? Because the way with positioning here, we could use Wind Barrier and kick both. We could kick both of the 2 on the perimeter out, or just Brovar. From the positioning. Now, of course, the trade-off for that would be Freyhill then would get to influence Control Zone 2 because you'd have to kick her out into the cover hex, which is within 3. Brovar also does have a lead, although Freyhill does have a lead card, which would guarantee that control token goes right up against the tower.
Yeah, it's a tough decision. I don't know if he wants to let those lanes snowball right now. Especially since Lord of Ancestors, being able to move one of those tokens can just push the lane without having to actually be in it.
Indeed. All right, so Shafathi, Shafathi is going to come on to the stack here now. Shafathi, very useful. Once we get to turn 3, the ultimates come online. Shafathi being able to get basically 2 activations in one round, extremely useful. So we'll have to see if GrayGhost can manipulate the board state such that he can get a essential 5-4, or potentially killing off one of Tim's heroes, a 5-3 advantage in turn number 3 with the flashback ultimate. But we've lost Tim.
Oh no.
GrayGhost has activated and Tim immediately just ran from the game. Apparently that was super intimidating. Shafathi got the stealth buff. In Season 2 rules, I know there were some unannounced changes in the videos that we did. Apparently, one of them was that activating Shafathi contains a non-zero chance to just simply get your opponent to forfeit the game.
And, I mean, I understand it was controversial, but
so,
after seeing it in action a couple of times, I think it was worth it.
Yes.
It's really what he needed.
Absolutely, because, he just wasn't getting that love. Even though he had 18 hit points, for whatever reason, not getting a lot of play. But then Tim decided, you know what, never mind, I need to reclaim my title, I'm back. All right, so going to activate Shafathi again, as we mentioned. Going for the move action. Not going for the... Okay, so we're going to kill off a minion and then skirmish into the dome so that we can continue the dome collection here. Again, COVID protocols, we do see the +2 on the flip. Very dead minion. Skirmish into the dome. Of course, with the new skirmish rules, you must target a hero if you want to damage them. So Shafathi would not be able to flip against Freyhill in this scenario, but gets into the dome for the cozy party.
So notably, this does mean that if that lane ties and afterwards GrayGhost wins the dome, he can reset it back to neutral with the Lord of Ancestors.
Correct. Ooh, so interesting ploy here. So with Shafathi ending right there, that does mean that he's not going to try to use the double knockout of Freyhill versus Astrida. So in this situation, I assume we're going to blast Brilvar out because, again, if he tried to position next to Miyuki and then just knock just Freyhill out, that would be kind of pointless because Freyhill would still influence Control Zone 2. But if we kick Brilvar out, that lead does go to waste. I forget, I know I read through these, but does he have a Whisper of Nupton on his team? He does not. That's a shame because that would have been a really cool play. Yeah. You could move, skirmish, Whisper, and then attack and kick Brilvar and Astrida out of the dome. But unfortunately, that would require a Whisper, which he does not have. Sad day indeed.
And so we have TimPunn here.
Yes.
Kind of postulating on his next moves here with Borhild. I'm curious what you think her purpose is in this deck, with being not in a green deck at all, getting no value out of that pillar summoning. What do you kind of see his goals here with her being?
Well, Vorhild's cards specifically were Sinkhole, Windblast, and Ice Wall, so I feel like she's basically the camel here to carry the manipulation cards, the 3 mana cards here, I think. She does, of course, do 3++ on her attacks. So I'm guessing Tim brought her with the consideration for hunting for power, also with Shafathi being on the field. Do a little bit of damage to him. And possibly... nope, never mind. That's not a good argument. He didn't bring Golbjorn. Yeah, that's going to be my... I was about to say just be another shapeshifted hero, but then I forgot that really only matters to Golbjorn. Not there. So Vorhild is going to go over to lane number 1, get that slow pushing as well, delete a minion, and then I assume skirmish into the dome. Nope. Dead minion. Also, Zeragul would like to remind... everyone that the disconnect playstyle is normally Corrido's playstyle. The man isn't even here, and we're abusing him. As it feels bad. Oh no. Okay, never mind. That makes sense. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna move Vorhild into the dome. Obviously, with her ending there is no way she will get pushed out. But let's see now what Eckert does. So let's see how this works.
Trying to force some damage though.
Indeed.
And she cannot afford to take very much of it.
No, she's got 13 hit points. And as we said, Tim does not have any touch. Oh.
Interesting.
Okay, so he is indeed going for the double play. Okay. He could do this. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I didn't think about this orientation, but this... interesting. Okay, well...
So he will still be presumed to win it, but Freyhill is probably going to beat him in that dome, having a lead and more minions.
Right. Well, interesting. Okay, so we do see 2 damage to Astrida and Freyhill there. Or excuse me, 3 damage to Freyhill. Obviously, Astrida is shapeshifted, so she has a little bit more armor. And that's going to be the end there. So we're going to resolve the control zones. Yep. Control zone 1. So we're
going to see TimPunn get 2 slow pushes going here.
Yep. Although I think that GrayGhost does win the dome here now, assuming that Miyuki lead was a 3. So he's at least happy to get the victory point.
Mm-hmm.
And as you mentioned, can use the Lord of the Ancestors in order to reset the control point such that Control Zone 1 can't be damaged in round 2.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, yep. Tim wins this one fairly heavily there, again with the Freyhill lead. As we mentioned, there's basically a more likely than not chance that Tim is going to have a 2 or 3 mana lead. So with the minion advantage, GrayGhost does get pressed all the way to his tower. And then, of course, we see the results here. Brilvar had a 2, Miyuki had a 3, as we expected. Skytear Master point to GrayGhost. So, Lord of the Ancestors does come on the field. And we'll go ahead and take a look at his abilities. Place the Lord.
We are going to see. Oh, sorry. Yes, please go and run through.
Okay, sure. So Lord of the Ancestors must spawn adjacent to a friendly minion. Obviously, of course, GrayGhost still has plenty of those in the field. First special ability, spawn a friendly minion. The Invoke the Ancestors ability. Advance and Conquer, move the target control token 1 hex, as we mentioned earlier, that ability to just kind of reset the lane. And then finally, Overwhelm. Choose a friendly minion on the battlefield, place it adjacent to another friendly minion on the field. So GrayGhost will be able to use the prize of winning the dome to kind of reset the board state. There we go. The first one we're going to do is use the Overwhelm. That's not outsider ability number 3, but whatever. He goes to use ability number 2, which is labeled as number 3 on the overlay, but hey, whatever. It's all good. So we are going to reset that. Control Zone 1 goes back to neutral, cannot damage his tower as Tim is not running Trample. Shame on you, Tim. Why are you not doing Trample when you're doing a turtle deck? But hey, whatever.
Honestly, that's kind of surprising now that I think about it. He's got all these control cards and all basically seems dedicated towards pushing these lanes.
Yeah.
And gets first player.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know about this. Let's see. Yeah, and it's not like they were on Korjoff or Golbjorn either. Golbjorn had Guerrilla Tactics, Impervious, Rampant Hatred, and Korjoff had Mind Palace, Amulet of Immovability, and Granite Skin.
Yeah, that was for the... that pair seemed like the big Golbjorn combo team.
Yeah.
This kind of feels like one of those sets of win conditions you might want that for, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a Dome Brawl right here. Golbjorn does get that AoE shapeshifted skirmish action. Like, just start swinging and dealing damage to 2 or 3 people at one time.
And it's one of the few things that can be kind of immune to a lot of Miyuki's
BS
shenanigans.
All right, so looks like we're going to go ahead then and reset. Players are going to go ahead clear off their boards there. We do see the state of the board. Overall, Tim does have an advantage in lane number 2. Skytear Master 1 point for GrayGhost at this point. Lane number 1 is kind of still Tim favored, but again, can't take any damage in the tower at least until turn 3 from GrayGhost. So GrayGhost is able to sit very comfortably here, continue perhaps to build towards that Skytear victory condition. Lord of the Ancestors is kind of tucked away, so only ranged heroes are going to be able to get to him right now. And so Skytear Master doesn't seem likely. Again, not a whole lot of kill threat right now. We are going to need to ramp up the mana, get those soul screams flying and whatnot if we want to see some kill power going on. So right now, Skytear Master versus a Nexus Destruction, I think, are our victory conditions for our players.
And so, interestingly, we do not see GrayGhost kind of equalizing lane 1, where he could have attacked a minion and spawned a minion to make it 3-3.
Correct.
But instead, he spawns it and moves it to the other lane, perhaps more concerned with losing that tower, especially now that he has the neutral position to save him for a turn in lane 1.
Yes. And I think with this too, because now he can just kind of move Miyuki into that area. And so Miyuki can kind of use that sphere that we talked about where she can just neutralize the attack damage. If there's a Decree of Karuma that comes out, GrayGhost is able to kind of save his minions in lane number 2 perhaps. And kind of prevent or stall Tim out while he just continues to accumulate Skytear Master tokens. Oh, but Brilvar going for the triple taunt play here. Move, lead, and then I assume worship for the finish.
Yeah, that's going to be super high value for him, and not having the mark on him, Shadris cannot get him out of the way for that. So it's either going to be up to
Correct.
Ekrit to save everybody from this huge taunt, or just suffer through these attacks.
Yep. Now, the good thing is, though, Shafathi does deal piercing, so if he activates that there, Shafathi could still chip away, although Brilvar is at full HP, so it, won't be a death threat at this point, but start working down that HP. Potentially, or we can just exhaust. This is also an option. So Shadris is going to play Exhaustion. So let me get that card up for us here. So Exhaustion is going to allow him to swap out the Shapeshift token for something else. I presume either a Mark. Yeah, Mark makes sense. Because now, as you mentioned, Shadris is going to then potentially be able to push Brilvar, and we might just kick him out of the dome. With a little bit of creative manipulation, you could send him out of control zone influence. And we'll see if that's what GrayGhost does indeed go for here at the end of the play.
Yeah, honestly, I'm finding this this Shadris Ekrit combo to be really interesting for a control game. I've not gotten to see it before, but
yeah,
the effectiveness in how it kind of takes this very traditional rock in Brilvar in the center of the dome,
yep,
and makes him seem vulnerable is pretty cool to see.
Yep, I've seen some people do like a Ekrit and Kumaya playstyle, since Ekrit synergizes with the illusion tokens for the same thing. Like, not necessarily using the smokescreen ability, but just threatening the smokescreen ability with Ekrit's illusion. Which is pretty cool, but now I am kind of glad to see Shadris is involved with the Miyuki thing. So, meanwhile, we do see that, we are going to start the damage here. Vorhild down to 9 HP. So GrayGhost says, enough of this, it's time to start punching them in the face here.
Yeah, and now we see that kind of vulnerability that comes from the decision to slow push that lane 1, which he's probably not going to get too much advantage of this round. Vorhild is really taking a beating for it.
Yep, she's already down to 8 HP, and Shafathi hasn't even activated yet. And then a lead from the deck. All right, very good. And so then with Shadris ending his movement right there, we will see the push occur as Shadris is now exhausting next to an adjacent... is exhausting adjacent next to a marked hero, so Brilvar will get pushed away by 1. Unless, of course, there is a response, but I don't think Tim has any charms, if I remember. Nope. Shut.
He also does not have his amulets.
All right. Yep. All right. Well, that was pretty good there. So Vorhild, after one activation, gets pummeled by the tank and is now down to 8 hit points. So potentially within kill range. GrayGhost does have. Oh no, that's on Cythero. He does not have Shatter Mind. Never mind. Okay. So it will be... Oh, no. Nope. Still doesn't have that either. He does have Migraines from Miyuki. So it is possible that, Vorhild can be killed here with some decent flips.
So I have to assume Tim recognizes this and is likely to activate her first, just to get... Or, well, I guess he can activate someone else and throw that shapeshift onto her.
Yeah. Tim did not become the world champion by not recognizing the obvious board state. All right, so what does he do from here? And of course, don't forget that Freyhill is packing a bunch of nourishes, so even if Vorhild does get low, not necessarily the end of her existence. Someone will be on standby to give her some triage, hopefully. And
it looks like Freyhill's going to do just that.
Yep.
Using her worship to go onto Vorhild here.
Indeed.
And healing her up a bit.
All right, and the bonus, now Vorhild cannot be targeted.
Nice. Fun too.
Oh, GrayGhost, you didn't bring Release the Spirits. Don't. So now, the interesting thing, though, of course... Nope, never mind. That doesn't apply there. Well, we'll see what happens. So I guess Vorhild will stay alive for now. And Freyhill is going to move into the dome now. We're going to continue the dome brawl. Turn 2, same plan. And a lead from the deck.
So with Tim likely recognizing here that he's going to get his Brovar pushed out of the dome, I'm wondering if he's just betting that there's not going to be that strong of a contest on this side, or what exactly his plan is. Because I don't necessarily see him winning it here if GrayGhost doesn't want him to.
Right.
Except for presence, I guess.
That is fair.
Presence is always a problem.
Although, actually, it's not a... Yeah, it is. Never mind. All right. Well, Astrida... Oh, nope. Okay, not Astrida. Never mind. We are going to see... We do see the worship action coming down here. And we're going to start doing some Shafathi shenanigans. We are going to skirmish at this point. I wonder... Against whom? Obviously, with the skirmish action being declared, we're going to go ahead and predict. Take a look at our card there. And we're just going
to swap to perhaps get himself into a better position.
Yep. Doesn't look like we ended up flipping. Okay, so we didn't actually damage anyone there. Did not target anyone. Makes perfect sense. And so we did take a look, and that is a predicted lead from the deck.
Perhaps feeling a little bit insecure in what Shadris is holding there, and he liked what he saw.
Yeah, I mean that's if you're leading from the deck, no use in or no harm in doubling down whenever we've got this kind of dome cluster situation here, and that will be Shafathi's turn. So definitely no kill pressure this turn, I don't think, because Miyuki and Ekrit are not exactly my first thoughts when I think, hey, I'm gonna go kill somebody. This is the hero I want to use.
Yeah, that's a great point. Though, Ekrit does get a decent amount of AoE damage if they continue to clump up here in the dome, which could serve well in later rounds if Frail's constant healing doesn't slow it.
That is true. And now that I think about it, you could actually use Wind Barrier to hit Vorhild as it doesn't target, but...
Yes.
Oh, the Strike Terror. All right. Nice. Strike Terror is one of the new cards that we saw with the last expansion. Kind of a very straightforward, if I can pull it up here somewhere. There we go. Minus 3 attack. Pretty basic, but nevertheless, very effective. So, going to completely kill the attack there. Well done.
Yeah, and so with a lot of previous red decks being so heavily focused on modifiers, it's not a card we ever really got to see, but this kind of newer archetype that seems to be showing up around Season 2, utilizing champions like Miyuki.
Yes.
Sees a lot of value in that type of card, especially the ability to shut down minion kills.
Yes, and as we've observed here, this, despite the fact that we have 2 out of 3 kill objectives, does not look like we're in for a blood game here, which is unfortunate, but, players are got to play to win with what you can, so. All right, speaking of, Miyuki now going to activate. Let's see what she does. If only you use the buttons like you're supposed to, GrayGhost. Ooh, you know better, sir. Oh, well. I blame the Squirtle Squadron for not being on top of their game. All right, so we are going to see a skirmish from Miyuki there. So she is actually going to desert the dome. Interesting. So at this point, GrayGhost does feel that we're going to need to do a little bit of lane control. I assume that he may use his third action to move back in, given that he already has 2 leads into the dome. There it is.
And that seems to be his choice.
Yep, right back in. Skytear Discharge would have had some value this game. With all of the line crossing.
Yes, if TimPunn wasn't so worried about those +0s.
That's very fair.
Those 0-mana cards, most likely.
That's true. Tim has been leading almost exclusively from the deck. And so given the situation with his setup there, don't want to flip over your lead from the deck and see that Psychic Shield or that Mind Palace or that Skytear Discharge and be like, well, that was a wasted action. All right. Meanwhile, Astrida is going to come in and be annoying, as she does in the lanes, moves in skirmishes. She is shapeshifted, so she will be able to attack, kill a minion, and spawn a new minion. She's at 13 hit points right now, which will take her to 11. Still very, very healthy, as Tim does then continue to press his advantage in lane number 2.
So she is going to have to position herself a little bit deep into enemy territory here if she wants to avoid also getting pushed by Eckert's upcoming attack.
Indeed. Well, she is out of action points, but she does not. Oh no, she doesn't have time warp. Yeah, she could very easily. Now she's only worth 1, as she did not lead. So if I'm GrayGhost, if I'm going to keep Eckert in the lane, I think move, worship the illusion, and then blast 2 minions is probably more efficient.
The other option he does have here is to just push Brilvar out with an attack.
Yep.
And then lead in this lane.
Yes, that's
likely winning it.
That actually, I think, now that I think about it, that's probably the more efficient play, even, really. Yeah. So that, I think, should be his. I think that would probably be his course of action if I were him. Let's see what happens here.
And if GrayGhost can take a win in the Dome again this round, he's going to be in a very happy position going into the next, especially with Eckert Illusion kind of shutting down a lot of Green-Blue's typical control tools.
Yep.
If you're locked out of your chasm and your sinkhole, there's really not much you can do to sway these domes.
That's correct. Currently Miyuki is the only one that can... and Eckert is going for the presence. So it looks like the play that you called is about to happen. With the presence there, that's going to be very good. We're going to go ahead and do some prediction here. Presence does give bonus 1 control to the control challenge for the hero that plays it. And it allows you to predict too, so now Eckert can go ahead, take a peek at her deck, see are there any good 3 mana cards. I can just do a blind lead, as GrayGhost only has 4 cards left in his hand, might want to start saving those. See if there's anything good to lead with from the deck. We do see an attack action coming out, as you called. We're going to blast Brilvar right out into no... Oh, no! We're not going to do that.
Yeah, actually.
He's going after the minion. Interesting play here. Okay.
Interesting choice.
And then a move action into the Dome. Okay, well, so the thing is here, with GrayGhost's 2 minions, it's currently a 4-2 lead in Control Zone 2, which means that ultimately there is no tower damage. So in this situation now, GrayGhost wins the Dome, unless his leads suck and Tim's are awesome. Actually, well, let's see. So Eckert is worth 2.
Well, his prediction as well.
That's true. His are predicted, which means they don't suck. All right, so therefore, GrayGhost will win the Dome here, putting him at match point here with 2 Skytear tokens, Skytear Master point tokens, which means basically, as GrayGhost, my tower is at full HP. It's going to take at least 2 turns for my Nexus to explode. I just Dome pile at this point. That's all I have to do.
Yeah, and his deck is very well suited to keeping himself safe in there with both Miyuki and Shadris. It's going to be very difficult for TimPunn to, I guess, damage him if that becomes his goal afterwards.
Yes, and we do see the Eckert Illusion being repositioned into the cover hex so that Astrida can't target it with anything, but also moving it down so that Shafathi is able to be influenced by it. If he wants to move down, perhaps circle around Vorhild or something to reposition in the next round. Therefore, again, only Miyuki can currently be hit by Tim's chasms or sinkholes, as Eckert's Illusion does prevent heroes within 3 from being moved by enemy hero effects.
So with GrayGhost ending his activation here, I think they're both mulling over some potential end of activation moves.
Sorry. Phone calls. Oh, well. Sorry. Busy. Let's see what happens. Boy. I think the players are now determining, are there any end of turn shenanigans to be played here? The only thing I could really think of is... Yeah, nope. Tim doesn't have any migraines that he might use to just, nuke a minion at the end of turn there.
Oh, Migraine can't even hit the minions, unfortunately.
There's one.
I
If you
don't
go
know that
to the left of the control token in 2, there is one that Tim could hit for GrayGhost. But he doesn't.
Doesn't Migraine only hit heroes?
Oh yeah, does it? Oh yeah, I'm thinking of Nightmares Incarnate. Sorry, not Migraine. I said
Tim is dropping the flux though.
Oh, all right, we got a flex play. Sorry. All right.
To chasm his own
Astrida. Okay.
probably into the dome.
That's what it has to be. He has to contest this dome.
Though he still will lose to presence. He's banking on it being a 2.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, I think he has to. I think at this point Tim realizes that he just kind of loses. If GrayGhost gets this this second Skytear Master, I think he realizes that it just ends next round. All right. So. Control Zone 1, of course, Tim does win Control Zone 1 again, as it was a 4-2. GrayGhost still doesn't care about that, though. The minions die, no tower damage. More minions pile on. So it will be 6-2 in the minion territory at this point. Control Zone 2, actually only 1 minion's going to die, with Astrida chasming herself into the dome. It is a 3-2 advantage for Tim. So 1 minion will die, and then we will spawn more stuff. So 5-3.
We'll get to see this very crucial flip out of GrayGhost.
All right. Here. Moment of truth. Oh my god, too much stuff.
2 3s out of TimPunn.
Okay, Shaders with a 1. Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
It was a 2 from Shafathi. Okay, so math.
So that will tie the dome, I believe.
Okay, so Eckert is worth. Yep. Okay, so that play did work out there. Tim needed to stop the Skytear Master Snowball, and he did effectively. Well done, sir. All right, so now at this point, we've held the lead. I'm sorry, we've held the tide. Excuse me, not the lead. We've held the tide as Tim. GrayGhost only has 1 Skytear Master. We are into round 3, however, which means it's now time to start seeing some ultimates. And Tim does get to go first with Astrida, which means we may see the Song of the Siren come out, which means that one of GrayGhost's heroes just doesn't get to do anything. Possibly one of the most annoying ultimates in the game. Astrida just says, nope, you're exhausted.
And very funnily, these past 2 turns, TimPunn has been discarding like 2 or 3 cards as a result of how high his mana costs are. And a lot of them being minion-centric. He's just not getting to cast anything.
Yeah. Alright.
But with that, he probably has filtered through about like a third of his deck through his hand. So that Astrida ult being in there is possibly very likely.
And the chat also expressing our disbelief at the fact that that Tim managed to worm his way out of almost certain destruction there. Again, with a very, very well done Chasm Flux. You know, Flux is most commonly used, I think. We most often see it using a turn 1 Presence or a turn 2 Rampant Hatred. Maybe not so much the second one now with some of the changes being done, but that was a very, very well used Chasm there to save the game. And so now we have a very COVID-19 not safe environment. We have eight individuals that are all gathered in what I would imagine to be about 20 square feet. This is not sanitary. And we here at the Skytear community do not condone this type of social gathering. Keep yourself safe, everyone, so that we can get back to the real world and play Skytear in person. As those who have been able to experience it in person will agree that while TTS is a fun way to play Skytear, playing it in person is a totally different experience altogether.
You know, it's honestly crazy just how often you still get the minions flying around the room, though, in-person play.
That is very true. I have had several cases where I've accidentally sent the pile of minions spiraling and rolling off the table. I'm like, no, stay put.
And so we now see Tim here trying to think over his first activation.
Yes.
Which maybe makes me wonder if he doesn't have that Song of Siren in the hand. Because I know, at least personally, I'd be so tempted just to throw it out there.
Yep. So like it's not like, maybe I need to move and reposition. Like you can target every single one of GrayGhost's heroes at this point, so you have your choice of anybody that you don't want to go. You can stop them from going right where you're at.
So I guess the potential worry is about it getting redirected and potentially trying to find a position that avoids redirecting onto, say, Miyuki, who is largely already where she wants to be.
This is very true. Yep, redirect is a concern. It could also be worried if he's thinking of going after Eckert. He might be concerned about like a time glitch or something. Miyuki or Eckert just kind of slides outside of the dome, and then whoops, you can't target her, and you've just wasted 3 mana and your ult. All right. Anyways, Vorhild is going to go instead. Okay, so Vorhild's going to go over. So it looks like Tim is now going to go for the double lane squeeze, it looks like here. He's already got control of lane 2, and lane 1 is slow
pushing. Dropping an attack on the outsider, though.
Oh, never mind. We're going for hunting for power, baby. All right, let's get it. Lord of the Ancestors down to 17.
And so with Vorhild not being able to be targeted for the retaliation, the Lord is going to have to choose... likely to just take his move action.
Yes. He could also potentially do a skirmish just to redirect. Yep, we're gonna move him into the dome. All right,
moves him into the dome.
All right, GrayGhost, my man. GrayGhost says, "You want to do this, Tim? All right, let's do this." Finally, we're going for the battle, so we're bringing him into the dome here, and now Vorhild is skirmishing back into the dome because at the end of the day, we still have to have this into a dome brawl. So, Lord of the Ancestors continuing to contribute to the health hazard that is the dome protocol. This is where we need Shadris to like partition people here so that like we can at least get some separation. Which, speaking of which, this actually would be a really, really good time to use the Shadris ult because everyone's clustered together, so you can just blast them all out of the dome. I'm kind of hoping that we get to see None Shall Enter. Later this
we've seen it flipped yet.
I'm not sure. I'll be totally honest because I've been zoomed in on the board, so I have not been paying attention to the flips at all.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye out for that one in particular. Okay. I don't believe I've seen it. So I also know with GrayGhost normally leaning so heavily on wanting to kill things.
Yes, that's the other thing.
He's probably very down with TimPunn attacking it if it means he gets to get his retaliation off.
Yes. But the question then becomes, if GrayGhost starts damaging the outsider, is TimPunn going to run the outsider? Oh, okay. So Miyuki's going to activate. I wonder if we just slow the outsider so that the outsider is not able to run as far away here now that the outsiders joined the party. All right, let's see what happens.
The other likely target I can see is putting that mark onto Frail.
Okay.
Slowing down her potential turns, and she's got that highest damage potential if TimPunn is going for the outsider here.
That is very true. The ultimate does allow you to deal 3 damage to everyone if she's shapeshifted, although she is within 3 already right now, so she could just shapeshift herself, heal her entire team, and damage the entire team since they're all within her line of sight. We'll see what happens. Oh, nope, we're going to go kill Vorhild. All right. Oh, maybe we set up for... No, I don't think double kill's that likely. Everyone else is too healthy, but we could still kill Vorhild. So we do see Vorhild down to 7 after a +2 on the attack there from Miyuki. Going now for the skirmish against Vorhild as well. Ooh, and another +2.
So we have seen that. Wow.
Okay.
This aggression onto Vorhild likely only lasts 1 activation, so getting that damage in while you can is pretty important.
Correct. And there are wind blasts. And there is actually a Twister of Souls from Shadris. So if Vorhild doesn't get herself shapeshifted, well, actually, Shafathi can just kind of literally march up to her and kill her at this point. So I feel like you either need to activate... Although Tim does have 8 cards in his hand. So I feel like it's likely that there is at least 1 Nourish and or Glacial Rebirth in his hand, such that if Vorhild does, get threatened with death, that Tim can prevent that with some healing.
Yeah, it seems fairly unlikely. It's
on the other hand, Shafathi brought 3 dooms, which means with GrayGhost holding 6 cards, GrayGhost may just say, nope, there will be no healing for you today. All right, let's see what we have here. Astrida going for the activation now. Does Astrida have her Song of the Siren? Show me annoying cards. Nope, we're going for the worship.
Just going to worship.
All right, I assume on
Probably
Vorhild.
going to drop this onto Vorhild.
Yes, Vorhild needs to get her HP back up. Yep, there's the mark on Vorhild, or excuse me, the worship. Oh, and a +3 on the flip.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's going to bring Vorhild back up to 9. At this point, kill threat not too bad anymore.
So we do see the Glacial Rebirth now gone for that potential max value in the dome pile.
Yes. All right, so let's see. Soul Screams are not a likely choice to happen here. The chat was asking about Soul Screams. All the Soul Screams that GrayGhost had are on Setheru, who obviously is not in this game. But Shadris and Miyuki did provide 2 Twister of Souls, which means potentially some Shafathi damage there. You could get 3 of TimPunn's heroes with a Twister of Souls, or you could get Vorhild and the Lord of the Ancestor with the Twister of Souls. So we'll see what happens there. We do see dead Shadris token, though. Interesting. Okay, so not sure.
Not exactly sure what that's going to get done here.
Yeah,
honestly.
because
I don't think damage was really Tim's objective.
And it's not like any of GrayGhost's heroes are anywhere close to dying. Yeah, I'm not sure where the... And it's not like Shadris' illusion promotes any other benefits other than just being able to absorb damage.
Yeah, I can see if your goal was to take out a token, then perhaps Shafathi, so that you can deny any more predicted leads.
Or Ekrit to prevent the, or to eliminate the movement prevention effect. Those would both make sense, but Shadris is kind of a question mark there. I'm sure Tim has a reason behind it that we're just missing here, but
Yeah, perhaps we're going to see some absolutely insane play.
That's true.
In terms of damage, and it's going to all make sense in the future.
That's fair. We may have something coming up. And yes, the dance, as Eric says, the dance does continue as we just continue to kind of do that little slap fight where no one's really hurting each other. We're going to posture and pretend that we're going to be aggressive against each other.
Redirect target. That does make sense as a potential reason.
Yeah.
Though Astrida does once again end her turn on the edge of the dome here, potentially making her a vulnerable target to any pushes.
Yes.
Coming out.
Yes. All right. Well, Shafathi is going to activate, so let's see what happens here. Shafathi. Yeah, and Astrida is down to 11 HP, so like she's getting there. But like Shafathi can't actually get to her without using like a power card. Oh, all right. Well, we're going to go for the attack action.
Just going to go on Frail.
All right, makes sense. Let's do it. 3+ the flip against Freyhill here is going to 6 piercing damage to Freyhill. Brings Freyhill down to 6. All right. If there's a Twister of Souls, actually, there is now kill pressure. We are going to skirmish here. Again, I assume we're going to target Freyhill. Yep. Want to get Freyhill off the board. This makes perfect sense.
And he's going to predict on this.
Yep. Take a look at that card. See if we like the modifier. If not, we're going to go ahead and discard it. No! Wait, what?
Discarding the Strike
Terror.
Okay.
I was going to say, wait a minute. How did Strike Terror come out
here? And flipping another one of his ultimates
if
on the...
Twister of Souls kills.
Skirmish damage. Wow.
Twister of Souls kills here. Show me magic. I want violence.
And there it is.
Yes! Twister of Souls. There we go. All right, so I assume we're going to see some sort of a Nourish, and there better be a Doom to counter this, because I think both players saw this entire chain of events coming. Where's Twister of Souls? There we go. So Twister of Souls As we can see, 2x2 AoE on the target hex, 3 damage to each enemy hero hit, and move them 1 hex as well. So depending on how this is positioned here, you could either get Freyhild and Vorhild, or you can get Astrida, Freyhild, and Brilvar. Given that Astrida has...
That would notably take Astrida out of the dome.
Yes, and that's why I think that you want to go with the second option, because you can push... it's not even a push, it's a move. You can move Astrida back over into lane 2, outside of the range of the control token influence, which would totally waste her lead card.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the fact that Freyhild is... Tim has a response, because otherwise we would have had Freyhild flung off the board and into the respawn zone by this point. So the question then becomes, is it the Glacial Rebirth? Is it a Nourish?
A Shelter.
Oh, neither of the above. Shelter. Okay, this is a new card.
A redirect comes down from Miyuki.
Okay, so hold on. Let's get this down here. So we all know what redirect does. It literally is its name, but where's my Shelter card? So Shelter allows you to heal another target hero for an amount of HP equal to the caster's remaining mana plus 2. What's funny about this is it is another target hero, which means that Miyuki can direct that back onto one of GrayGhost's heroes. Which kind of is just adding insult to injury there. And so now that heal... Nope, we're going to fix that with a Nourish action now. So Astrida says, I'm not done yet. Nourish does heal 3. So in this case, we don't actually kill Freyhild just yet.
Unless we get another response here. GrayGhost still not resolving the stack.
Okay. Is there a Doom play? GrayGhost still has 1 mana on Miyuki, 3 on Shadris. Doom could still come down here to prevent all this, although Freyhild did heal the 3, so perhaps they did let the Nourish resolve, and now GrayGhost has some other tricks or shenanigans up his sleeves. This is one of those times where...
Yeah, let's... Shadris being the only mage here, I don't know that there's any other cards GrayGhost can play to get her into kill range with this Twister of Soul. Oh, it's Tim reacting with a Chasm here.
Okay. You can't push 3 of the heroes, so you're going to move Miyuki back 1. And okay, so... Okay. So we're going to reposition now to dilute the effect of the Twister of Souls. Interesting. Okay. So in this situation now with the Chasm, which by the way, I forgot to flash up the last time we played Chasm, so let me bring that up this time. Chasm basically targeted...
Choosing not to hit Frail.
And moreover, moving Astrida into control zone influence. Like, why would you not just dump her into the cover hex above Brilvar? It's a move, not a push. Like, you can literally send her wherever you want.
Maybe it's just so that he can put this AoE marker down, or...
That could be. Interesting. I'm confused. Oh, rotations.
Not sure if we have the right rotation angle here.
Get your orientations in, guys! Okay, so 3 damage, and so he's actually going for Vorhild and Freyhild. Okay, so why are Astrida and Brilvar moved? Because of the Chasm.
I'm not sure where that was supposed to be placed.
So, okay, that's actually why they got moved. I didn't think about that. That was actually the result of the Chasm, which then makes sense of why Astrida is within control influence, because Tim moved her, not GrayGhost. So that actually makes sense for the Chasm play. For some reason, that just didn't flip over in my brain. So, of course, then we are going to hit Freyhild and Vorhild with the Twister of Souls. So each of them will take 3 damage and then be moved 1. Now, the question does become... Never mind. Okay, because now that he moved Freyhild, that question is no longer relevant. Okay. Well, that was a wild stack. So this is one of those cases where the auto stacker over on the right side of your screen is very useful as we sift through all of the effects. That was fun. Freyhill is down to 3 HP, so she still is within kill range. Shadris and Ekrit still need to go. Of course, with using the Twister of Souls, Shafathi is not going to be able to flashback this turn, but that's okay. Brilvar is going to activate here. It looks like going to tie up Ekrit's attack action here. I assume this is going to end with him being shapeshifted right in front of her, and without a Whisper of Nupton, that Ekrit illusion cannot be repositioned, and thus Brilvar cannot be ejected from the dome. At least from the wind barrier, of course. Obviously, you could still Decree of Karumo from Shadris or Miyuki, and then end Shadris next to Brilvar, and then slam him out that way. Also an option there.
Yes, so that would take a lot of effort in terms of AP to get Shadris over there. We're going to spend a move and a skirmish, and possibly a card.
And Ethusium says it's a push, not a move. What are we referring to? If we're talking about Twister of Souls, Ethusium, then Twister of Souls is a move. If we're talking about something different, then please let me know, as we did have a number of different effects there that went off. Oh no, what have I done? Oh god, too many screens open. Okay, there we go. Well, Eric says that was awesome and so much better than a kill game. We all have mistaken opinions. It's okay. You know what? I respect your opinion, even if it's totally wrong. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get back into the game here. We do see now the activation there with the forced attack. I'm sorry. Nope, looks like Miyuki is activating there. We do see the attack because Freyhill is taking the damage. Excuse me, Shadris, not Miyuki. Miyuki may be providing the fun here. Oh, and a time glitch comes out. All right, so time glitch.
Where is he going?
That is a good question.
To push that Brilvar.
Yes, I think that must be the case. We're gonna have to do that. Where's time glitch? There we go. Nope, that's time warp. There we go. Time glitch. Apply fast to the caster, and you may remove a condition from them. So with fast, Shadris will be able to slide the whole way around the dome. If there is a Decree of Karumo for GrayGhost, we then can move Brilvar outside of the dome, get control of that, which then will allow Ekrit to do Ekrit things. Clinton says never. I agree. Thank you, Clinton. I appreciate your support. Clinton, also like me, enjoys a good game filled with killing and violence. All right, so we do see that Shadris is going to swing his way around as you suggested, and there's the Decree of Karumo as we expected. Decree of Karumo is going to allow you to mark a hero. If I can find the card here, it is under D for Decree. There we go. Oh, but a sinkhole comes out to move Brilvar away. Okay, that's fine.
I think to lock Brilvar in place, possibly.
Ah, that's also fair as well. So Sinkhole, probably one of the best cards in the game here, does throw down a very nice hex. It is certainly the strongest control card in the game, and actually now that we've changed how skirmishing works, might be better than Rampant Hatred. Like before, it was kind of a toss up. Like Rampant Hatred was the ultimate aggro card, and Sinkhole was kind of the ultimate control card. But I think Sinkhole is just better now.
I mean, yeah. There's a reason that even in a lot of aggressive decks, if you're running green, you're running Sinkhole.
Absolutely.
It's just too valuable not to have
yes.
sometimes.
Because even though it's a +0, like just the massive repositioning ability that you get off of it can win you games alone.
And even if you're not getting to reposition somebody, being able to lock someone out of a turn.
Yes.
It stops aggression.
Yep.
It works against control. It just does it all.
Yes. I remember when I was doing the clash against Tapeworm, he had like the Great Wall of minions, and then like 2 heroes protecting me from killing his Hobrat. And so I have Sinkhole, and I'm like, all right, let me just like reposition 3 people here. All right, good. Now I'm killing Hobrat. You will not run from me. All right, we do see now Ekrit on the activation here, however.
Frail on the activation.
Oh, Freyhel, excuse me.
Taking
Sorry.
out taking out the Shapathi illusion.
Yes.
Removing yet another redirect target.
Yep. All right, so that's down there. We do see then with the worship action, 1 point of HP back. And again, not a hyper aggressive game, so 1 HP could be the difference between living and dying.
Does also notably put her out of range of taking another Shapathi Twister of Souls next round, if that was going to be a continued threat onto her.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with her and Vorhild kind of being squished together here.
Now
GrayGhost activating.
Okay. Now there is one more Twister of Souls that GrayGhost could have for Ekrit, which could allow for some more... Or we're just going to play Presence again. We've already seen this card, so we know how this works. Ekrit gets +1 control value and gets to predict 2. So the question then becomes...
So if we assume those leads are good.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened last time when we assumed that.
Uh-huh. Even with 4 predicts, it's not guaranteed.
Correct. All right, so if Miyuki then slips her way into the dome, GrayGhost could go there. Again, he will take some tower damage on both lanes this turn. Unless Astrida has a 3, I don't think he can destroy... Let's see. If Astrida has a 3, that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 versus 3. So yeah, Astrida needs a... No, Astrida can't destroy the tower because you'd have to get rid of the 3 minions first. Okay, so both towers will survive this round. So GrayGhost may just resort to, let's pile into the dome here. We do see the move action coming down as well after the lead action from the predicting effect. Going to reposition Ekrit over there. Potentially maybe use an attack action just to try and deal some chip.
So she did have to spend her attack action on Brilvar.
Oh, that's right.
It was
She
forced out at the start still.
It would have been awesome if GrayGhost would have used his action buttons. Shame on you, King. You've been here so long. All right. Let's go ahead and resolve this. So again, Tim wins lane number 1. 2 tower damage there for GrayGhost. So that tower is still standing. Elton John blaring in the background for us. Moving over into lane number 2 here. We do see that, Miyuki did actually opt to stay in the lane here, it seems. And so going to ensure that this tower doesn't explode. Tim does win the lane, but only just. So we'll get to draw a card, but no tower damage as a result. And so now, let's see what happens inside the... Oh my god, that is a massive minion army. If you had Lord of the Many... and just popped that with like Kotlik or actually really anybody, someone is going to die. That is a lot of minions in lane. Or Nantaka with her abilities.
Oh yeah.
This would be a great place to play Nantaka, to be totally honest. All right.
Oh,
Freyhill
we do see the Song of the Siren as a lead.
Oh, I saw Freyhill had a 3, but I also saw Ekrit had a 3. And so I think with that being the case, yep, GrayGhost does get Skytear number 2. Which means Lord of the Ancestors is going to do something. Not the most aggressive hero in the world. Yeah, not the most aggressive hero in the world. I mean, what are you going to do with him? Like, at this point, GrayGhost, your win condition is clearly in the dome, so maybe you spawn him over there, get him into the dome, and start beating on Freyhill. Like, I don't think you can't kill Freyhill. She's got 2 armor right now and 5 hit points. And so she cannot die, even with a +3 on skirmish and attack. So, all right, so we're going to use outsider skill numero uno. We're going to spawn an extra minion here. So GrayGhost continuing the stall war here. And there's no point in moving the control token.
Even with that lane being so stacked over there, 1 Wind Blast can equalize it.
That is very true. Wind Blast is a great card. I saw the minion being pinged. I'm not sure if that was the attack a minion or if we're moving the minion from left to right or something there.
Yeah. Maybe he was just showing where he placed it.
That's fair.
Who knows?
Yep. And we okay.
They are going to move.
Ooh, okay. We're bringing him into the dome. You could get him next to Freyhild. Again, obviously we can't get Vorhild right now. She's shapeshifted. But we might be able to do a small amount of chip damage to Freyhild. Set up for a potential kill here in turn 4. A death at this point, I think, actually just loses the game for Tim. Because then you can just dome pile and get Skytear Master. All right, we do see the attack action coming down. How much damage? It'll be based on... Oh, no damage. 2 damage from the outsider. Minus 2 armor. That is unfortunate. Yeah, with Brilvar being right next to Freyhild and her being shapeshifted, 2 attack versus 2 armor. Not good. All right. Well, I think that about takes care of it. It was a valiant attempt. That's all it really was. We're on to turn number 4. Here we go. Also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, for our viewers, we need some suggestions for next hero. We don't know who's going to win, obviously, but we do need to start getting some suggestions for what hero will be forced to be chosen. Obviously, again, if we're going to see, we're still not sure who's going to win right now. I would say that GrayGhost is in the controlling position. He is at Skytear Master game point. So start giving us some ideas. Remember, last week we made him use Gobjorn, I think. No, who did we make him use last week? Was it Gobjorn? I have such a short-term memory. This is awful. All right, go ahead. Take it away while I go and do some research real fast, because clearly I didn't prepare for this.
Okay, so we do see now Tim debating on who to activate here. It's got almost all of his heroes shapeshifted. Blaine's pushing, but it being turn 4, there's going to be a bit of difficulty in. He has to secure a tower kill here if he wants to keep that Nexus win condition alive.
Yep. Also, the answer was Ishatosk. I knew it was a blue-green hero. I just couldn't remember which one it was. So, anywho. So, 4 victory conditions for Tim. That was kind of the question here. Obviously, Nexus Breach is probably not going to happen here. Skytear Master can't happen. Double kill, not going to happen. So, do we just do a DPS race here, or do we go for a tiebreaker win for Tim, I guess?
And Tim does attempt an attack with his Brilvar, I think,
okay.
But doesn't matter.
Well, the players do now have 4 mana to work with for each of them, so we can start seeing cards fly fast and furious here. Tim did get, again, a full hand draw, given that he won 2 control zones plus the end of turn draw, obviously. So he's got a nice stack of 7. GrayGhost does have 4. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. Possibly some death here, maybe. We'll see. We do see the worship action coming down from Miyuki, who is activating there. So Brilvar has a whole bunch of conditions. This would be a great time for a Purge and Purify. I know he doesn't have it, but like that would be 3 conditions, boom.
And so Miyuki likely going to find herself back in the dome, dedicating fully onto that win condition. She would like to get as close as possible.
Yes.
Seeing as she's the main hero that can get pushed out with either a sinkhole and a chasm or some other. I think that's really it.
Yeah.
Or some combination of their.
Yes. Let's see. The question, I guess, becomes then is how many of those are available to Tim? Obviously, I can't see the deck graveyard right now, but we do know we've seen at least one of each. So, all right, well, we're going to take a look now. Miyuki is going to skirmish, so she's going to join the party again. You're playing with fire, sir. I mean, you might be trying to bait out a sinkhole there, but that is a risky spot to stop.
Yeah, possibly he has a redirect in hand that he's wanting to bait that out with,
Yes.
or some other tool, but that's precarious.
That is, you are playing with fire, sir. You know what? I respect it, though. We'll see what happens. Okay. Well, we did see the attack come down there. Targeting. Oh!
Onto the Lord of Ancestors.
Yes. All right.
Likely to draw a card.
Yep.
Being the objective.
That is very true. When hunting for power is on the field, a direct attack against the outsider does draw you a card. So 1 damage to the outsider. And you get to draw a card as GrayGhost. And now the outsider does retaliate. So Tim has to decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to move it, or am I going to...
It's either going to be hitting the UP.
Or he can attack Ekrit. So you must attack the offending hero if possible, but because the Lord of the Ancestors is a melee, he could opt to attack Ekrit. I'm not sure why you would bother, as she is sitting at 16 hit points, but that is the possible action. So Tim is just going to go for the move action and put her out into the cover hex. Okay. Interesting. And so Miyuki's final action, I assume, is probably going to be a lead? Oh, no, she already worshipped. Because Brilvar was slowed and marked.
I believe she worship moves and attack,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm. So her turn is done unless we have any end of activation shenanigans, I think. Nope, we do not. All right, so Freyhill is going to go. This makes sense. Activate Freyhill. Get her reshape shifted, try to heal up a little bit, or try to get her to do something before she ends up kicking the bucket. We do see the attack action, so that'll be 2 damage piercing, Ekrit down to 14. And a lead from the deck.
Lead and a reshape.
Yep, and the reshape shift, maintaining that 2 armor and, and healing her up by 1. Oh, baby. So the question now, I think you activate...
trying to set up kind of desperate double kill somewhere in the future?
Maybe. I think you activate Shadris here. Yes, activate Shadris, move Brilvar away from Shafathi, and then you can have Shafathi slide up, stab Ekrit, kill... I'm sorry, not stab Ekrit. That would be a team kill. You don't want to do that. Stab Freyhill, kill her, and then just kind of, from there, I think, just overwhelm and win. So... I like the Shadris activation. I assume we're going to probably see move, potentially attack. Well, I don't know if you would attack Freyhill because she's got 2 armor being shapeshifted, but definitely move, get next to Brilvar. So perhaps move. Actually, you could worship, I suppose, also to get yourself a nice redirect target out there. So skirmish or move just to get close to Ekrit. God dang it. Freyhill. Why do I keep saying Ekrit? Get close to Freyhill. Get next to Brilvar, really, is what you want to do. Push Brilvar away from Shafathi. Get a little bit more control power in the dome. And I think that's pretty much a good use of Shadris' turn. Nope. Here comes the Chasm. All right, so Chasm, we are going to...
An activation. Or it was also a move from GrayGhost.
Yeah, okay. That wouldn't stop what we just suggested. So, okay. Interesting. I'm
not entirely sure what this achieves yet.
Oh! One other thing that we forgot to consider. Excuse me. Is that Ekrit is actually disarmed. Courtesy of Astrida's passive.
Yes, that does explain the attacks.
So we'll just give them a quick reminder there. That is actually a good point, so thank you, Zeragul, for pointing that out to me. Not that... okay.
So we see a snowblind coming out.
Okay, snowblind. All right. Sorry, yeah, I was giving the players that quick message. We'll get snowblind up on the field here, if I can find it. There we go. Snowblind is kind of like a conal 2-cone offensive there. Apply disarm to each enemy hero hit. So going to disarm Shafathi, which will make it pretty much impossible to kill Freyhill at this point. Unless there is another Twister of Souls to come out and deal some direct damage. Of course, if GrayGhost does have the flashback card, he can activate Shafathi, do whatever, end his turn, cleanse the disarm, flashback at the end of the turn, and then stab and kill her. So, possibilities exist.
Oh, and a huge heal for Ashrita, putting her back up to 15 off of her shapeshift.
Okay, a little bit more healing.
Going into the dome. Likely to drop another disarm onto somebody here.
Okay, yep. Ekrit is being targeted here, it looks like. Down to 12 HP. And we do have that disarm, yes. And that disarm is very important because if Ekrit does not actually deal the damage, then people do not get pushed. So we'll see what happens now. Of course, there are time glitches available, so time glitch could be used to cleanse the effect as well. There's a huge debate among players on the effectiveness of time glitch versus swiftness whenever when you're running a prediction deck with either Shafathi and or Kichi. With swiftness, obviously, you get to draw a card, so you can predict the card, see if you like it. Hey, I'll just play swiftness and collect the card. Time glitch, of course, more useful whenever we have conditions, and I think that with the disarm changes, conditions are a little bit more becoming a little bit more prevalent in the game in Season 2 here. So I personally like time glitch over swiftness, but I do respect the arguments for bringing swiftness.
And honestly, with the 40-card deck size going up as well, there's definitely a case to bring a little bit of both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I can see anytime you can get those cantrips in, like your swiftness or your amulets,
mm-hmm.
they effectively just reduce that deck size.
Indeed. All right. And this is the part 2 now where we see the turns will take a little bit longer with each activation because we're coming down to the end here, right? So, one miss hex, one misfire, one missed response period could be the difference between winning and losing the game for these players. GrayGhost certainly does have the advantage, but Tim can still pull back from this, I think. It will be difficult, there is no doubt about that, but the door has not been closed on him just yet. All right, Ekrit is going to activate. Now, does she have a time glitch? Because if she doesn't, this could get ugly. Nope, it doesn't matter because I forgot about the taunts.
Declares her mandatory attack.
Yep. So it actually does not matter. So this, no damage. Yep, this does -1 damage. Or I'm sorry, does 1 damage. Sorry, which of course with Brilvar's 3 armor doesn't matter. So we do see the lead action come down. Will it be from the hand or from the deck? Oh, it is from the hand. Okay, so in this case, it looks like we're just going to commit. GrayGhost is going to say, all right, we're piling in here, boys and girls. We're going to just hold fast and win through Skytear Master. And an illusion bring down. Okay, bring that illusion over there so you do have a valid redirect target in case any weird shenanigans start going off.
This is in range for a quick attack out of Warhild, though. If he's concerned about being able to push some of them out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's... I wonder why he doesn't position it outside of the dome in that cover hex to try and keep it away from Warhild being able to get rid of it.
Right. Unless perhaps he's trying to bait it out. Like maybe he may specifically want to be trying to draw Vorhild's attack to the illusion. And Eric is noting, of course, yes, if GrayGhost does manage to hold off Tim's gameplay here, GrayGhost will then be the king for 3 weeks in a row, still having access to the entire Skytear roster.
Yeah, at some point, someone's going to have to come in here and start killing these yellow heroes.
I mean, or just killing anything. Please, give me some violence. This is physically painful. Oh well. As long as everyone's having fun, I will suffer for everyone else's benefit, I suppose. Meanwhile, we do see Vorhild does have the activation ring around her, so Tim is, I guess, considering, what do I do with the rat? All right, we're going to go ahead and go.
Goes into the lane.
All right. Are we going after the minions? We are going after the minions. Okay, so we're going to guarantee that this tower explodes. So I think in this case...
It'll be...
I wonder if Call the Pack is about to come out. Or a Bewitch might be appearing. Bewitch at this point would be kind of disgusting, to be totally honest, because that will guarantee that the tower explodes, unless a wind blast comes down, as you mentioned earlier.
Though Shafath would have to spend a lot of actions to pull that off.
Very much. Oh, no Lord of the... No Bewitch. That's a shame. Oh, well. All right. Well, nevertheless, though, that is still... What is that? 7-2? Oh, no. 8-2. So that's a 6. So, yeah, the tower does die right now
yes.
with that current setup. So we'll see what Shafathi does now. So Shafathi does activate... Do we get to see a flashback? I hope we get to see flashback. I love when flashback gets played. We're going to move. All right, makes sense. So it looks like we're actually not going to go in. Oh, Vorhild is actually now open. Interesting. She did not shapeshift.
Tim repeatedly allowing this Vorhild to be vulnerable here.
Well, I mean, again, Shafathi is really the only offensive hero. Like, oh, we're going to play Sinkhole.
Get his own heroes to form a wall in front of that Vorhild here.
Potentially. Well, the other thing, too, is Miyuki can get pushed, yeah. So Shadris and... No. Shafathi cannot get moved. No. Shafathi is not going anywhere. You did not get rid of that Ekrit illusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Ekrit illusion is going to actually... Yeah, I don't even understand.
So this...
Like, that AoE makes no sense.
This can still keep him off of... This can keep him off of Vorhild because he can't move to get closer to her.
Correct. Yes, that is fair. All right, so we do see the attack, but, like, the thing is, Freyhill's got the same HP, and Shafathi does piercing, so, like, armor doesn't matter. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So now we have the Ice Wall. That's dirty. Tim, that is dirty. All right, so Ice Wall. There we go.
Man, that was just hurtful.
That's almost insulting. There better be... At this point, there needs to be a flashback. So, yeah, Ice Wall. From the caster, everyone in 4-hex line cannot be targeted. And so Astrida plays the Ice Wall, which protects Freyhill and Vorhild, so the attack will fizzle. Oh, we're resolving. Led with a 3.
Led from hand with the Psychic Shield, GrayGhost. Wow.
You've got to be... That's bold. That's bold. Like, okay. I think Tim just gets a triple control victory then.
Well, he also led with a 3, so they do
okay.
tie in that lane.
Oh, okay, I missed that, yeah. Okay, so the tower does explode. We saw that coming, so Tim does now have his Nexus Destruction victory condition. Tower number...
That will come before Skytear Master.
Yes. So now GrayGhost, you're now in a little bit of trouble here, unless the... Oh my. Yeah, that's... this is where you need Hokusai and a Supernova. Okay, well. 2
And
heroes.
so GrayGhost has seen all of his yellow heroes' ultimates flip and has yet to get through his deck for the first time. So
Hmm.
going into this final round, he's not going to have anything except for potentially Miyuki.
And Miyuki's ultimate is really not what we need in this game. Like, literally
Mm-hmm.
useless. We're not attacking. We're not dying. Literally a useless card. I mean, I guess you could use it as a lead card, so it's not totally useless, but it's 2/3 useless. All right. Well, Freyhill leads with a 3.
I don't know where Miyuki's card just went flying off to.
Oh, boy. Sometimes TTS just takes the card and just randomly yeet it across the sky, and it's like, wait, where are you going?
Replacing her with the one in off to the side. Okay.
Nice. Get the stock or the stock grabbing cards.
Okay, so GrayGhost will get to shuffle his deck and draw one more card. So
All
there's a
right.
possibility he gets something really nice here. I mean, 1 in, I think, 36 chance. That's like 50-50 chance it's good.
So you're saying there's a chance, is what I'm hearing.
Oh man, it's gonna be it's a great defense out of Tim here to maintain that Skytear Master off, especially going down 2-0 in the first rounds to it.
All right.
So many games, that's just the death sentence.
All right, here we go. Turn number 5. This is it. At the end of the turn, somebody's going to win. And right now, actually, I'm going to be honest, I favor Tim because, as you said, Nexus Destruction goes off before Skytear Master.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. Let's see what happens. Tim is up first. So, who will make their final activation first?
And Tim having 7 cards here, it's going to be hard pressed to find a double kill or even a hunting for power here.
Yes. Yeah, the outsider is still sitting at 16 hit points, so like, yeah, I don't know how we do this here. Oh, Vorhild, and Vorhild's saying we're gonna clog things up even more here. With a presence. Oh, wow. So now Tim's gonna whip out the presence. Okay. And with Vorhild,
I hope for GrayGhost's sake he's got a Wind Blast or 2 line in hand, because
yeah, if not, this is going to be pretty dicey. So Tim's going to go ahead and predict those cards. I assume a lead action is going to come down now. Oh, a worship action.
To get herself shapeshifted.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't see the lead flash up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so the lead action and the worship action at the end to shapeshift herself. Of course, she is not within range of Freyhill anymore, but ultimately doesn't care about that because what she's really after is making it so she cannot be targeted.
She is, however, 3 away, so the option to push her is on the table.
Yes. Another Wind Blast would be able to maneuver her outside of control influence.
So this is all if Grovar doesn't make her waste that attack on him.
Well, you could use the Wind Blast card itself if he has that as an option.
Yes.
But yes, you are correct. Yeah, if okay, so we're gonna activate Miyuki. This is always fun. Let's see what Miyuki does here. Goes for the move action. Okay. Repositions herself.
Take that last empty spot.
Yep, I agree with this. You must hold off the Nexus Destruction here. So I assume we're just going to attack a minion and lead as Miyuki. Your heroes are not.
She is going to be the most vulnerable person to place there, though.
Well, so the thing is, if
Wind Blast comes out.
Okay, so the Wind Blast does come out. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so we're going to use Wind Blast. We're going to clean off a lot of minions here. Oh,
yep,
no, there's a chasm.
That was the danger of using Miyuki to do that.
No, that is such a feels bad, man. All right, so GrayGhost is now going to skirmish to get back in range. Okay, so that was a very, very well played move by Tim, which actually may just win him the game now because he's got 10. Am I counting up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 10 minions plus a presenced Vorhild who is also leading versus Miyuki with a lead. And there are a couple spots left, I guess you could get to influence the control zone, but then as GrayGhost, even if you defend that, how do you win? Because the amount of resources you'd have to commit means that you're probably not going to get Skytear Master. So I think at this point, Tim just wins the game. But we won't call it. We won't call it just yet. There are still 6 heroes to activate. There still could be tons of shenanigans. It is round 5. Plenty of mana to go around. Flashback could occur from Shafathi. Still plenty of gameplay to be had, but Tim is looking at a very, very strong position right now.
Ooh, Nature Reclaims out of Frail. I'm going to restock that hand with options.
All right, Freyhill is going to go for the move. Is going to go right on top of the illusion.
Just cut off the path.
Yep, exactly.
Keep people out of there.
Yep, with Miyuki hogging the one spot down there. If Tim just forms the Great Wall of Heroes there is, even with fast, GrayGhost will be very hard pressed to get within control range. So this is looking a bit grim here. So we do see the move, the skirmish, and the worship. So very, very nice defense here from Tim. And, Vorhild's out of mana. Freyhill's got 2, but
very tough.
All right, Shafathi is going to activate here. So we are going to move. 1, 2, 3. I guess we're going to try to kill Freyhill.
Just start wailing.
Yeah.
Hope you can draw something, right?
Yep, that seems to be the plan here. Kill Freyhill. Come up with another. I guess with Ekert, you could potentially do some wind blasting shenanigans to save your Nexus.
Worship.
Okay. Interesting. Not what I expected. You can't put that token where there are miniatures, so put it over there. Okay, so I think we are setting up to see a flashback play. Gonna skirmish. Will he target Freyhill?
Just to swap himself into there.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I didn't know if he was going to try to chip some damage on her, but looks like no. All right. So we're going to discard Clear Mind, it looks like. Then we're going to go ahead for the Resolved Skirmish. We're going to go ahead and swap. Does move Shafathi in there, so does get kind of around the Great Wall of Heroes there, and we're going to end our turn. Very nice.
And Eric, Vorhild's bleed was from her presence.
Yes.
So it's very likely a 3, though TimPunn's deck is filled like halfway with them.
And Ricardo being a sneaky troll as well, with the suggestion, we need to invent a card that transforms enemy minions into friendlies and vice versa. If only we didn't have a card like that already called Bewitch. Thank you, Ricardo. We appreciate you trolling. Giacomo, why are you not controlling your brother? All right, everyone, can we spam blame? Oh, no, I guess we can't spam the Blame Giacomo emote in YouTube. That is a tragedy. Oh, well. Can we get some blame Giacomo spam in the Skytear Sunday Discord channel, please? And thank you. There's always a way to blame Giacomo, even if we have to reach for it.
We do have a Strida here, continuing to form this wall, and notably saving that final activation for Brilvar. So even if Shadris pushes him out of the way, he's just going to step right back in.
Indeed. All right, so do see the flip action here. +0 on the flip, so Eckert does take 1 damage and is now disarmed. And again, if she does not deal damage on her flip, will result in the wind barrier fizzling. As she is now currently at 0 base attack, you must at least deal damage even if the opponent is armored. As long as your attack value was positive, then you will activate the push.
Mm-hmm.
So we have seen some zeros in GrayGhost deck, so that does now make it a possibility, but we'll see what happens here. As we are going to activate Shadris and go for a skirmish action. Is there a response to the skirmish?
Does not seem so.
Nope. None Shall Enter would be a very good repositioning tool, but I think, as you said, all of them were in the graveyard, and then as GrayGhost just flipped his deck over, the odds of him having it are pretty thin.
So he is going to probably make this desperate push here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, GrayGhost has kind of gone from a pretty strong position into not a strong position. Tim did an excellent job holding. I mean, I don't have a better way to sum it up. I'm sorry, man. I'm working for the words here, but that's basically what happened. GrayGhost was in a great spot, and then Tim said, nope. And now he's not. Okay, so we do see the Decree of Karumo coming down. So we are going to eject Astrida out of the dome here. She did lead, so this is going to be helpful, as that does not contribute any control value whatsoever. And Shadris himself cannot be thrown out of the dome.
Study. So he doesn't push Brilvar here? Does it only push 1?
I think it only pushes 1. I believe it's only 1. Let me pull that up real quick.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you may push target adjacent marked enemy hero. Yeah, so you did get to choose 1. And it does make sense then that he chose Astrida. All right. Oh no! Brilvar plays a presence. Okay, so Brilvar cannot actually get within range of Control Zone 2. Or Control Zone 1, excuse me. With the current setup here. Unless he uses like a sinkhole after he moves to switch himself with Shafathi.
Oh, and a sudden distraction.
Oh, that's dirty. That is so dirty. Okay. Okay, now this is all right. This is I approve of this, but this is wrong. Like I love this.
So even if the distraction is saved.
Yeah. So sudden distraction, as we can see here, just discard a lead card from a target hero. At that point now, I think that's rough. My expert analysis is that's rough. And I say experts. I put expert in massive sarcasm, air quotes. But that is a very unfortunate scenario here for GrayGhost. And Tim is just closing in on the, yep, this is my game victory here. Going to attack. Ooh, +3 on the attack against Eckert. Again.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I want to Shadris.
Yep. So Shadris will take 5 damage. because again, why not? And so Brilvar very satisfied with his turn. So Ekrit still needs to go. Miyuki has actually activated. She just wasn't tapped. But so Ekrit will be the last hero of the round. I'm hoping Shafathi does have a flashback, but even with flashback, I'm not sure how much it's going to do. Because with that Brilvar presence, I don't think that you can win the dome either. Vorhild is shapeshifted. You can't kill her with Shafathi. Like, I just don't know.
Twister of Souls.
Okay.
That can do something.
That
here.
can, yes. With Twister of Souls, we can eject Brilvar from the dome and Freyhill from the dome, actually, as well. Which
and Vorhild from her location.
Yes, actually, and that would push her out of range. That's a good point.
Wow.
Ooh, okay. So in this situation now, I think actually you would use it on Freyhill and Vorhild. Yes, correct. This is the correct play. Very nice.
Wow.
Okay, this is huge.
Ekrit can get in.
Yeah, Ekrit can get in, slide herself right in there, go for another lead or something. And then Shafathi can flashback.
If it's in tiebreakers, it's a tie.
Oh, for God's sake.
Wait, what happens if it's a tie?
Yeah, we're actually going to need a rule thing there. Oh, so Eric goes, what hero does the community want Tim to run next week? Well, courtesy of the fact the stream is on a delay, Eric, it's actually been changed since you've typed that. But that being said, we actually do need a consult here. If the game does result in a tie.
They're resolving the lanes.
Okay.
Oh, no. Those are not the leads you wanted to see.
No, that's a feels bad man. Okay, no. All right,
Bill
that's it.
All right. Wow.
Never mind. Okay, so that is indeed the game. That was a very valiant defense by GrayGhost, but unfortunately not just enough so. In that case, Eric does ask the correct question here. What hero do we want to see Tim run next week? It is open game. There were no deaths here, unfortunately. So find the spam in chat or send it into the channel. Let us know. We'll take the top 4 and then we'll start voting on them. But let's go talk to the players.
Kind of like you said at the start, get antsy sometimes, and I got antsy.
Yeah.
I didn't take the time to think it through.
Yeah, that was a heater. Hey guys.
Good game, gentlemen. That was bloodless, but very intense.
Oh goodness, it was nail biting at the end. Honestly.
Yeah. We're like, Tim's got this in the bag here. He after the wind blast was stopped from the chasm. Like, all right, well, Tim's got this in the bag, and then we got the other wind blast to knock Vorhild out, and then like, oh wait a minute, now GrayGhost has a chance. Where's the flashback? Because now we can do this and this and this. Unfortunately, there was no flashback.
Yeah.
Now all I needed, I think, was a 3-pip. I think to hold the lane.
Yeah.
A 3. If I would have got a 3 on the blind lead, it would have tied the game up. Would have ended in a true tie.
6. That would have been 6 for you, right?
6 to 4 or to 10. So I would have lost by 4.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Wow.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
My biggest mistake in that last round, as I was telling TimPunn, was got antsy, didn't think it through, and I tried wind blasting with Miyuki, and she's the one person I should not have done that with. When I had Ekrit's illusion here, and I got antsy and didn't think about, oh yeah, he might push me with Vorhild.
Right.
Yeah, that was a wild game. Although, if you had stopped this, it would have gone to tiebreakers, right? And I'm ahead because I destroyed a tower.
No, we would have true tied because I was ahead on the other.
Because you would have won from you would have won a point from the destroyed tower. He would have won a point from the Skytear Master objective progress. So, which then would have led to an interesting question of what actually would have happened. We'll have to consult Eric on that if that were to actually happen.
We would have to play a 2v2 game as King of the Hill.
Honestly, that would be awesome.
That'd be so cool.
Particularly because next week's challenger, Tim, I believe, is actually Giacomo. Which is going to be awesome to watch.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so there we go. Fun. So I guess you would just have to... so I guess then by the rules of that, we would just pick the next person to be his partner, which means that you and GrayGhost would have had to defend against the double team of Giacomo and Smiaz.
Yeah. That
GrayGhost, that was a great game.
It was a great game.
Very well played by both
My
of
other
you.
big mistake My other big mistake was I could have led with a 3-pip from hand in the dome round 2, and I didn't.
Oh,
And
wow.
if I did, it would have been that extra point
Uh-huh.
for the Skytear master.
Gotcha.
The third turn goes a little differently if I have to win it.
Right.
I suppose it does, yeah. Little
Not-
different.
Not having any presences till round 5 was not fun either as a blue deck.
But no, it was a really fun game. It was intense.
Oh.
Yeah, that was great.
So we have a ruling from Eric on this one. For the future King of the Dome series, there is no tying in here, which means that even after the tiebreakers, if there's still a tie, we keep it going. More
Oh my
more
God.
more
Oh, wow.
gameplay.
Okay.
Noted. I think that's fair.
Yeah, makes perfect sense to me.
Play another round.
Yeah. Oh, so actually then with the follow-up question then, Eric, do we go for 6 mana since this would be round 6, or do we just going to cap it at 5? So that would be something to consider. But
I think you got to get 6 mana.
absolutely,
gotta go
yeah,
after
absolutely,
pass
yeah,
rules.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. If we're going to keep the game going, we keep scaling that mana. I want to see, ultimate plus another 3 mana card coming out from heroes.
100%.
All right. Well, any additional thoughts from anyone here? This was, as we said, an exciting game to watch. No blood, but nevertheless a very tactically driven and calculated game.
Yeah, so my entire strategy was out the window when these objectives came out. I'm obviously, this is very control oriented, and none of the Skytear Master, yes, but whenever I don't draw any presences and he does, it just gets super hard to try to win the dome.
Sure.
So I had to just try to stave off the dome. Winning or tying it on turn 2 was huge because it let me apply more pressure.
Correct.
Elsewhere and not automatically lose round 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really fun game.
Eric does confirm we would go to 6 mana. Good man. All right.
And so,
Good
Tim,
choice.
do you have any words for Giacomo coming in next week
Yes.
to come for the belt?
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Oh, spicy throwdown
down.
here. Ricardo, you may need to help your brother out here. We'll see what happens here. Tim is ready to defend his title.
I am.
All right. Well, as we said, we have not seen any suggestions in the. Oh no, actually, I lied. Giacomo actually makes a suggestion for your potential hero here, which is funny since I feel like it's a conflict of interest for him. But anyways, so seems like Vorhild and Brilvar are currently the 2 that may be mentioned as your required hero on the Ashen Pass. But we'll see if we can get 2 more selections. So for those of us who are watching this, whether in person or on the VODs, if you have a suggestion for what hero Tim must bring, remember it is on the Ashen Pass next week. Do drop the nominations down in the chat. Eric will get the poll set up in a little while, and then we will all vote and see what Tim must base his deck on.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
My vote's Nantucket. Wait, no, it's Ashen. I take that back.
All right, well, on behalf of Tim, Matt, and GrayGhost, thank you very much for joining us today. Please do look forward next week. We will join you same time, 12 p.m. Eastern, for the next round 6. Tim will be our new king. Giacomo will be the new challenger, and we'll see what happens. Have a good afternoon, everyone.